to keep and bear arms. We said no, that's not the case.
Right.
We argue the Second Amendment guaranteed an individual right to keep and bear arms, and we won both times at the United States Supreme Court.
That's right.
Now, the only thing worse than the federal government trying to take your guns is the federal government authorizing the United Nations to take your guns. And yet that's exactly what happened earlier this year when the Barack Obama-led administration sided with the United Nations, and the United Nations passing the Arms Trade Treaty that authorizes the United Nations to begin regulating small arms across its jurisdiction. Well, I hear soon the President is about to sign this treaty. And if he does, and if it is ratified by the United States Senate, then I will be adding my 29th lawsuit against the federal government, because treaties do not trump constitutional rights.
Yes. That's right.
Well, there's another issue that I've been focused on. Candidly, it's an issue that, if this issue were addressed alone, I think it would probably do more than any law in this nation to both heal the nation and solve many of the problems that we have. And that's the issue of elevating morality in our society.
Yes.
We've seen that eroded in so many ways.
Right.
We see society increasingly where teens get involved in teenage pregnancy or drugs or crime or gangs or whatever the case may be. And so it's refreshing when you see teens cast their eyes toward a more elevated aspiration.
That's right.
The aspiration of God. And that's exactly why when a group of teenage cheerleaders in a town called Brownwood, Texas, displayed Bible verses on a banner at a high school football game, I rose to their defense and helped defend them in court when they were challenged by a group of atheists from Wisconsin. We went to court, we won, and those cheerleaders were allowed to display those Bible verses on banners, recognizing a greater good in our society.
That's right. Stay on that line.
Well, it's not the only time that I have used the First Amendment to elevate morality in the state of Texas. Because when an atheist challenged the constitutionality of the Ten Commandments monument that stands on the Texas Capitol grounds, I defended that all the way to the United States Supreme Court, and we won, and that monument still stands today. And when the Pledge of Allegiance itself came under attack, and a lawsuit was filed to try to remove the words "one nation under God" from our Pledge of Allegiance, I put together a coalition of all 50 states across the country and arguing to the United States Supreme Court that that phrase in our Pledge of Allegiance was perfectly constitutional, and we won, and students still recite that pledge today. Well, when it comes to fighting for you, your freedom, and your future, I just want you to know that I will never stop fighting, and that's exactly why I am running to be your next governor for the great state of Texas. Now, as your governor, I want you to know there will be 3 things that I focus on. The first thing is that we must revive what made America great to begin with. That includes liberty, constitutional principles, and morality. As your governor, I will continue to fight back against the overreaching federal government. I will continue to reject the attempt to expand Obamacare in the state of Texas.
That's right.
I will continue to reject the job-killing regulations the EPA tries to impose on Texas. And I will veto any law that threatens gun owner rights in the great state of Texas. The second thing I will focus on is to renew the principles that have elevated the Texas economy to the #1 status in the nation. That includes less government,
Right.
lower taxes,
Right.
reasonable regulations, and the right to work laws that prevent the union abuses that you saw
Yeah.
bring down the
Yeah.
city of Detroit.
Yeah.
That's
We will
right.
not let Detroit happen in Texas.
That's right.